The excitement is building because the boats are lining up for race 2. The teams are slightly different this time. It's boats 1, 2 and 4 against boats 3, 5 and 6. One of the fundamental principles that successful team racing teams apply is to ensure that the team's boats do not get in each other's way at the starting line. It is common, therefore, for well-organised teams to have a boat end starter, a middle of the line starter and a pin end starter, and these skippers and crews will practice starting in those positions on the start line to develop a specialty. In this race, the skippers of boats 3, 5 and 6, Chris Hogan, Jeff Lancel and Chris Pye, have sailed together quite often as teammates, and it is likely that they will choose positions on the line, and one will start at the boat end, one in the middle and one at pin. And it will be interesting to see if they do that and also if it makes a difference. Here you can see boats 3 and 5 quite close together, communicating about where they're going to start, and 6 is already well down the line. You can see Jeff Lancel in 5 taking up a position near the boat, and Chris Hogan moving down the line to take up a position somewhere in the middle. We are approaching the last 5 seconds before the start, which you'll be able to see on the timer. In every sport, a strong start is a good way to assure a good finish, and Jeff Lancel has taken control of the right-hand side of this racecourse by starting right at the boat end and by sailing high early to establish his position as the ruler of the right. His teammate Chris Pye of the Pirates in the black boat 6 have started high and fast at the pin end and seem to be establishing themselves as the leader of the left. And the middleman, Chris Hogan with Hogan's Heroes, has made a good start and is progressing well up the racecourse. The geographic start has also given the blue team a strong position on some of the yellow team boats. For example, Bindi Tavali Jones's blue boat number 2 is sandwiched between Chris Hogan's boat 3 and Jeff Lancel's boat 5, and they're sailing well, but they find they have to tack a little earlier than they wanted to get clear of the other 2 blue boats. Trevor Lord's yellow boat 4 is doing well on the port ley line, and she looks to be a danger to the blue boats. And Tony Finch's boat 1 has done a good job since tacking earlier and moving up the middle and staying to the right of the fleet. But the Pirates on boat 6 have been watching the progression of boat 4 carefully and hold on to starboard tack a little longer than they would normally do to push boat 4 back further into the fleet and make sure that the blue team have the 3 leading boats around Mark 1. And once 3 experienced team racing skippers like Jeff Lancel, Chris Hogan and Chris Pye get 1, 2, 3 at Mark 1 in a 3-on-3 team race, it's a big job to get past them. And the first 2 will sail fast and the third boat will push back boats 4, 5 and 6 in the race, because 1 and 2 is a winning combination in 3-on-3 no matter where the other boat finishes. And so for the rest of this race, one can expect boat 6 to be playing back on the other 3 boats, all in the yellow team, and allowing his teammates in the first 2 boats, both on the blue team, to sail fast and free. And so after Mark 2, boat 6 has continued on port jibe until the 3 competitors behind her have all jibed to starboard, and then boat 6 has jibed to starboard, protecting the powerful left-hand side downwind, which is designed, of course, to allow his blue team teammates in first and second place simple access to Mark 3 and an opportunity to make good roundings and come out of Mark 3 high and fast on starboard, which will give the blue team a second to none chance to win the race with first and second place. It was somewhat surprising that, given they had places 4, 5 and 6 in the race and they were quite close to the boat in third place, that the 3 yellow boats did not try to put some sort of double cover on boat 6 and get past them as quickly as possible, whilst their other boat took off after the first 2. It is interesting to watch the way boats 4, 2, 1 and 6 carry out their approach and their roundings of Mark III, because it determines what the positions of the boats are at the next upwind mark, the second rounding of Mark I. Boat 1 is caught on the outside of all of the boats approaching that leeward mark and concedes that position and works very hard on making a good rounding of Mark III as she starts the upwind work to Mark I for the second time. Boat 6 concedes a call from Boat 2 for room to round the mark and jibes away from her powerful leeward starboard position, even though she was not convinced that Boat 2 was inside the 2 boat leg zone around Mark III at the time. But Boat 6 continues to focus on what is important on the next upwind leg and rounds the mark closer to the mark and higher and faster than either Boat 4 or Boat 2. And as a result, both Boats 1 and 6 are in front of the other 2 boats as they approach Mark I for the second time. And essentially that 20 or 30 seconds worth of sailing, focusing on the mark roundings at Mark III, determines the eventual result in the race, because once Boat 6 is in front of the other 3 boats at Mark I the second time, with its 2 teammates in first and second place, Boat 6 can sail defensively all the way to the finish and make it enormously difficult for Boats 1, 2 and 4 to get anywhere near the 2 leaders. And 1, 2 anything is a win in 3-on-3 team racing. So Boat 6 can finish last and her team will still win. But to their credit, they keep at it. Here's some excellent footage of the girls in Bindi Tavali Jones's boat getting everything right downwind with weight forward, the sails in the correct position and the boat heeling slightly to windward to maximise her speed downwind.
About a man I met on Sunday.
But this would have been a great opportunity to practice putting a double cover on Boat 6 to make sure that she doesn't finish in 3rd place. But unfortunately that doesn't happen. Either Boat 2 or Boat 1 should have gone over to help Boat 4 put a double cover on Boat 6, even if just to practice it, so that when they needed to do it in a later race, they knew how. So race 2 finishes with a victory for the blue team with a first, second and close third. One of the things people enjoy about team racing is that even if you lose a race, there's another one coming up very soon that you have the opportunity to win. Stay tuned for a very exciting race 3. And of course none of this would be possible without the great support we receive from the best yacht club in the world, the Royal Perth Yacht Club, and her boating operations department headed by Travis, Anna and Dana. And on the night, you can't have a race without a starter finisher, and we have the master starters Bill Quinn and Ross O'Brien, and the media team of John and Trish Carlson, Ivan Tan and my beautiful partner Helen. And if we've been able to make this look as much fun as it really is, why not contact the Royal Perth Yacht Club Boating Operations Office and give your details to them and allow us to contact you.